Canada is known for being friendly, polite, and full of moose. But what if we told you that behind that calm reputation is a country so geographically wild, it defies logic, physics, and even the way we think about maps? This isn't just snow and syrup territory. Canada is home to some of the world's weirdest natural features, from hidden volcanoes and magnetic glitches to floating islands and underwater waterfalls. And that's just the beginning. Let's dive into the frozen forests, glitchy gravity zones, and lakes inside islands inside lakes. These are the mind-blowing facts about Canada's unique geography that will leave you questioning reality. Let's start with the obvious: size. Canada is the second largest country in the world, covering almost 10 million square kilometers. It's so big, you could fit the entire United Kingdom into Canada over 40 times. And yet, most of that space, empty. Over 80% of Canada's population lives within just 200 kilometers of a U.S. border. That means vast stretches of land are completely uninhabited, full of tundras, forests, mountains, and lakes untouched by human hands. It's one of the only places on Earth where you can fly for hours and never see a city. Just endless wilderness, like a forgotten continent carved from ice and rock. Here's a stat most people don't expect. Canada has the longest coastline on Earth, stretching more than 202,000 kilometers. That's longer than the equator, longer than Russia, the United States, and Australia combined. Canada touches 3 oceans, the Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic, and along this sprawling coastline, you'll find frozen bays, dramatic cliffs, stormy inlets, and icy archipelagos. No other country has such a watery, jagged, and complex edge. It's so big, Canada's Navy once lost a warship during a training exercise. Because the coastline was just that confusing. Canada spans 6 official time zones, from Pacific time on the west coast to Newfoundland time in the far east. But Newfoundland isn't content with just being unique geographically. It has its own half-hour time zone. That's right, when it's 7 p.m. in Toronto, it's 7:30 p.m. in Newfoundland. Why? Because Newfoundland was its own country until 1949, and when it joined Canada, it insisted on keeping its clock 30 minutes off from everyone else. You don't get much more Canadian than politely rejecting time itself. This one sounds like a riddle, but it's 100% real. On Victoria Island in northern Canada, there's a lake. Inside that lake is an island. That island has another lake. And inside that lake is yet another island. This is the largest known island in a lake on an island in a lake on an island on Earth. It's so remote that no one's ever stepped foot on it. In fact, it was only discovered thanks to satellite imagery. Canada's geography is playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still trying to fold the map. The North Pole is often thought of as international territory, but Canada has made a serious claim to it. Through geological evidence, Canada has argued that part of the Arctic seabed, including the North Pole, is a natural extension of its continental shelf. If this claim is approved under international law, Canada could become the legal owner of the literal top of the world. Not just bragging rights, but ownership over billions in resources and control over the future of Arctic shipping lanes. Santa Claus? He might technically be Canadian. Beneath much of Canada lies something called the Canadian Shield. It's a massive slab of rock covering more than half the country. It's also some of the oldest rock on Earth, over 4 billion years old. So old, it predates most complex life forms. This rocky platform is rich in minerals, gold, nickel, copper, uranium, even diamonds. It doesn't make for great farmland, but it's the economic backbone of Canadian mining. The shield is so vast and solid, it even bends satellite signals due to its density. Canada's ground is literally too thick for normal physics. This isn't science fiction. In certain regions of Canada, you weigh less than you should. Near Hudson Bay, scientists discovered a strange gravitational anomaly. Due to melted glaciers and dense rock formations, the gravity there is slightly weaker than normal. People weigh a tiny bit less. GPS systems act up, and the planet itself curves in strange ways in this region. Canada is the only country where the ground can lie to your bathroom scale. When you think rainforest, you picture Brazil, not British Columbia, but Canada is home to one of the largest temperate rainforests in the world, the Great Bear Rainforest. Stretching across the Pacific coast, it's full of moss-covered trees, hidden valleys, and the rare white-furred spirit bear, found only in this region. This forest gets over 10 feet of rain per year, and it's older than most of the cities on the continent. It's one of the last intact rainforest ecosystems on Earth, and it's hiding in plain sight. In Snag, Yukon, temperatures dropped to a bone-crushing minus 63 degrees Celsius minus 81.4 degrees Fahrenheit in 1947. That's colder than the average surface temperature on Mars. Think about that. Mars, the red planet, the one without an atmosphere. Canada beat that with snow, and people still live there, shovel snow, walk to school. It's not just endurance, it's madness, but the friendly kind. Let's talk lakes. Canada is home to over 2 million lakes. That's more than every other country combined. Lakes cover about 9% of the entire nation's surface area. Many are massive, like Lake Superior and Lake Huron, but thousands are so remote they don't even have names. It's possible to canoe through northern Canada for months without seeing another human being. Wait, a desert in Canada? Yes, and it's called the Okanagan Desert in British Columbia. It's dry, it's hot, it gets less than 25 centimeters of rain per year, and it's home to rattlesnakes, sagebrush, and actual cacti. This is the same country where polar bears walk across frozen oceans. And yet, in this corner of Canada, you can break a sweat hiking through sand dunes. It's geographical whiplash, and it's very, very real. Most people don't associate Canada with volcanic activity, but it's there sleeping, waiting. Canada has more than 200 potentially active volcanoes, mostly in British Columbia and the Yukon. Mount Meager, Mount Edziza, and Mount Garibaldi are all volcanoes that could erupt again. The last major eruption happened about 2,400 years ago, and geologists say it's only a matter of time before one erupts again. Volcanoes in Canada. Who knew? Let's talk about Manitoulin Island in Lake Huron. It's the largest freshwater island in the world, and on that island are over 100 lakes. Some of those lakes have their own islands. It's like a never-ending nesting doll of geography. It's beautiful, it's confusing, and yes, people actually live there. Island life inside lake life. In Churchill, Manitoba, polar bears walk through town during migration season. The town is so used to it, residents leave their car doors unlocked, not for theft, but in case someone needs to escape a charging bear. Churchill is the only place on Earth where humans live alongside polar bears in the wild, and they've figured out how to coexist without turning it into a war zone. Nature rules here, and the humans are just guests. Canada is one of the few places on Earth where the map doesn't tell the full story, where size, climate, terrain, and mystery all collide to create something truly unique. It's not just about size. It's about the extremes, the contradictions, and the secrets buried in the land. You've got underwater waterfalls, floating islands, magnetic glitches, and Mars-like temperatures. Rainforests beside deserts, volcanoes beside ice roads. Time zones that don't make sense, and landscapes that have never been touched by human hands. Canada is geography's greatest experiment, a country that was forged in ice, fire, and time, and it's still reshaping itself every single day. So next time you look at a map of Canada, don't just see a cold, quiet country. See a hidden giant, a mythic land of extremes, and a reminder that Earth is far more mysterious than we give it credit for.